Nash here from TOTTnews.com, live at Queen's Park here in Brisbane, where behind me protesters have gathered to oppose proposals by the Australian government to introduce a mandatory vaccine schedule in the form of removing family tax benefits and the likes from conscientious objectors.
It is time that they stood up for our rights and our health and our safety and protect the people for whom they are supposed to represent, instead of protecting the financial interests of Big Pharma and the medical industry. Thank you.
Protesting a number of issues here today, including freedom of expression, the right to refuse state-enforced policies on something as fundamental as human rights with your child here in Australia.
Hi guys, it's General Maddox here from realnewsaustralia.com, and we're here at the No Jab, No Pay, No Way rally here in Brisbane. Why have you come along today?
Look, I think it's extremely important that Brisbane people are exposed to what's going on here, and that the Australian public have the actual choice on whether they want to vaccinate their kids or not, and it all comes down to that. There's people that really believe in vaccination, and that's absolutely fine. I, for one, do not, but everybody in Australia should have a choice, but we're slowly merging towards that choice being taken away from us, and that's why I'm here.
One of the speakers is joined with me here. We've got Lissa Weckert. Many of you, if you follow us on Facebook, you've probably seen a few comments from Lissa. Lissa was also featured on the Australian Roundtable podcast a couple of weeks ago. Lissa, thanks again for joining us, and how was the rally today?
It was great, had a really good turnout. Glad to see so many people still aware that we do have rights in this country.
What would we say your top three takeaways or points of interest that you could come across now for folks who are watching if they're undecided on the issue of vaccination?
First point would be that there is no medical drug in the world that is a one-size-fits-all and safe for everybody. Even, as I said, aspirin can be safe for most people but can be fatal for others. That is at the heart of what this debate is about, because while vaccines are safe for the majority, apparently that science is being questioned, but if we go by what we're being told now, even based on the research we already have, there is still a small percentage of our kids and adults who are going to experience adverse reactions from the vaccinations. Their right to weigh up that risk for themselves should not be taken away, and it certainly shouldn't be forced upon them at the threat of their livelihood. A lot of mums who are going to lose this childcare rebate will have to give up work, which puts them into financial pressure. They probably have mortgages, and that is, under the Australian Informed Consent laws, coercion. It is blackmail, no matter how you look at it.
When I first started my research, the first thing that made me go, whoa, that's amazing, is that a child is the dose of the vaccine is the same amount for a newborn baby as what it is for an adult. That, like, for me, that just didn't make any sense. And then another thing was that that it's injected straight into your bloodstream. Like, it doesn't really even give your immune system, normally if you breathe something in, you could kind of block it out through your nasal hairs, or your body has a chance to fight it. Yeah. But when it's injected, there's no chance to fight it, and that was a big thing for me too. Is it's not letting your natural immunity do its job. It's invasive.
Now, in terms of all the additives that are inside all these vaccines, in your experience there, do you know of any of the ingredients yourself?
Yeah, look, it's clear that there is aluminum and also mercury is stabilisers in a lot of these vaccines.
Now, mercury is obviously highly toxic as well, same with aluminium.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's known poisons in the vaccines.
Especially like aluminium and mercury.
All the things you're trying to avoid going straight into your bloodstream. It just
without
doesn't.
the blood-brain barrier.
That's right.
So were you aware of this information before you became mothers, or was it a process that happened as you became mothers when you researched it?
I was kind of aware of it before, but then I thought, look, everyone else is vaccinating, I should vaccinate too. And then when I was pressured a lot by the doctors, they're like, you have to do this vaccination. I'm like, well, what are the risks? And they're like, well, there's only not really big risks, there's only minor risks. That made me kind of feel uncomfortable and maybe want to question it. So I did a lot of research. Everyone around me was telling me that I should vaccinate my daughter. And I did a lot of research, and I felt that the risks outweighed the benefits. And I couldn't make a decision confidently to inject her with a vaccine when I didn't feel comfortable with it. And because I knew so much about it, if she was injured from it, the guilt is with me. It's with no one else. It's not with the pharmaceutical companies or anyone, because they don't really care. It's with me. I have to look at my daughter every time and say that the choice that I made has injured you and will affect you for the rest of your life, and I just couldn't do it.
We must not allow our rights to be taken without a fight, and we must not allow the government to get away with financial blackmail. When a side effect of a vaccine is death, no matter how rare that is, as parents, we and we alone should have the right to decide if that risk is worth it.